Hi students of grade 8, today we are going to summarize the chapter force and pressure. Here we have two broad categories, one is force, other is pressure. We will discuss the force in detail first, later we will go to the pressure. So let us discuss with the force. When will you experience a force? If you want to move an object, you have to, sometimes you need to push, sometimes you need to pull. If you push an object, the object will move in the direction of applied force. Suppose you are applied the force in the towards east, the object will move east direction. So the object is moving towards the direction which you applied the force. Sometime you are pushing, sometime you are pulling the object. So whenever you are experiencing a force, you can feel these two. So simply we can call it as push or pull of an object is called force. You can experience the force when you are pushing or pulling. Here the second thing is that you are applying the force and object is moving in the same direction of applied force. Suppose I am saying what is unit of then force? Here we are saying the unit of force in terms of Newton. Suppose you applied a force of 50 Newton. Which direction? You are applied the force in the east direction. So here the force is applied in the direction of east. How much force? 50 Newton force. So here we have a magnitude as well as direction. Remember, the force has magnitude as well as direction. Such a kind of quantity we are calling it as vector quantity. Such a kind of quantity is called as vector quantity. So what is vector quantity? A physical quantity which has both magnitude as well as direction. Here 50 is the magnitude, east is the direction. So such a kind of quantity we are calling it as vector quantity. So remember, force is a vector quantity. Force we can classify it into two broad categories, two types of force. One is contact force and other is non-contact force. When you can see the contact force, suppose if you want to lift an object, you need to touch the object, then only you can experience a force in there. Such a kind of force we are calling it as contact force. Suppose you are lifting an object, without applying the force, you can't lift the object. So you are touching the object there. Then two objects are came in contact. Then you have applied a force. Then that is called contact force. Then what will be next one? Yeah, that is non-contact force. There will be a force will be experienced without having a contact. Suppose you are taking two magnets. You bring these two poles together. You can see that sometime it will be repulsed if the same poles are came. Sometime it will be attract if the opposite poles are came. Here, without coming into contact, there will be a force is experienced. Such a kind of force is called non-contact force. So let us see what are the forces will come under contact forces. First example is muscular force. What are the objects you are taking? That is your muscular activities happening there. So here the muscles are doing the works, muscles are doing the force. So we can say it is to be muscular force. Contact force is friction. Here friction is actually it is an opposing force. Why you are walking on a rough surface? You are moving to forward as you are applying the force to backward. You are moving forward as you are applying the force into backward direction. So here you are applying the force towards back, but you are moving forward. So who is responsible for your movement in the forward direction? That is nothing but the friction is offered. The friction offered by the surface is offering your forward movement. That is also will come under contact force. So friction also is example for contact force. Let us see the non-contact force. As I said, magnetic attraction or repulsion is due to non-contact force. Similarly, the electrostatic force, the force due to charges. You experience when you rub a pencil or pen with your head and you are showing into a piece of paper, it will be attract. This is due to the charges are accumulated in the both object. If it is opposite charge, both will be attract. So here the attraction is due to charges. That is also not came into contact. As they are keep apart, even though it will be attract. So here the attraction is due to charges. We are said to be that is non-contact, and it is due to charges. We are calling it as electrostatic force. Also you may experience a gravitational force. While an object is falling to earth, you can't see any contact is there, but it is coming towards the center of the earth. That is due to gravitational force. Gravitational force also is a non-contact force. The next section in this chapter is pressure. Simply, how can we explain pressure? Here we need the two terms. First one is force, second one is area. So as an equation we can say that pressure is equal to force by area. How much force experienced in the given area? You are taking a unit area having the unit length and unit breadth, length and breadth, and how much force is experiencing in that particular area. There you can set to be, if you calculate that, you will get the pressure. So it is actually, it is a force is experiencing in a how much area. Accordingly you can see a relation between area and pressure, as equation is equal to pressure is equal to force by area. When the area increases, as area and pressure in a reverse proportion or inverse proportion, when the area increases, pressure will be decreases. The area decreases, pressure will be increases. I will give an example that, as you know that the porters, they will keep the luggage on their head, but you may notice that they never keep the luggage directly to their head. They will keep a small cloth piece on the top. They will cover their head with a piece of cloth. Why they are using the cloth instead of keeping the luggage directly to their head? Yes, what is that? They are increasing the area by covering their head with a cloth. So when they are keeping the luggage on the top of the cloth, the area will be increases. Then how it will be pressure? Pressure will be decreases. The porter will feel comfortable to carry that luggage. Okay. Similarly, you are using the knife. Okay, which knife is easy to cut? A blunt or a sharp knife? Yeah, obviously a sharp knife will be easy to cut. Why? Because sharp knife, in sense, there will be a very less contact with the object. Then if the area of contact is very less, then how it will be affect the pressure? Pressure will be increases, easily you can cut. You may notice a tip of the needle that will be in a very point size. Is it possible to fix a nail with having the wider area or the tip? No, it's very difficult. As it is, the edge is very sharpened, the area of contact is very less. If you apply very less force, the pressure will be high. Then it is easy to fix on the walls. Okay. Similarly, the camel can walk easily on the desert than a human being. The reason is that the camel has a wider area in their foot. So the pressure will be less. When they stand, they never go down. Easily they can walk on the deserts. So these all we can see the examples of the pressure. So here all these comes under the relation between area and pressure. As we notice that when the area increases, pressure will be decreases. Or these two are in a inverse proportion. Similarly, I have to notice one thing is that you may hear that why the thickness of the dam is increases as its depth increases. That is only one reason. That will come under pressure exerted by the liquid. Liquid is exerting pressure, gas also exerting pressure. Liquid and gas together we are calling it as fluid. So fluid is exerting pressure. When we are taking some liquid in a little quantity, the pressure will be very less. But if you take much quantity, yes, it exerts more pressure. When the liquid quantity increases, pressure also increases. Similarly, when it goes down, when the depth increases, how it will be act? Pressure also increases. While we are constructing a dam, the thickness of the dam will be increases as it is come down. Why? Because liquid is exerting much pressure on the down comparatively on the top. Okay, so if you construct the dam with the same thickness or in all the region, there is a chance to destruct the dam. Okay, so to avoid that one, we will construct the dam with the thickness that will be vary as it is increases as its depth is increases. Okay, that's enough for your today's class. Okay, we will meet with the other chapter and summarize later. Thank you.